Hello, everybody, and welcome to Focus Forward, our Saturday morning training. And today, I really want to share something with you that I think is going to help all of us in our business. And I've heard this before. Let me tell you, I've heard this before, but for some reason, it just really clicked. So it's something that we're revisiting, something that we talked about. But recently, I did a training that actually help me formalize some things. And I think that this might help us as well, because sometimes we go to the action without laying the foundation. Today, we're going to talk about creating or having in your mind who your ideal target client is. Now, it might be based on a client that you already know. It may be based on someone that you want to attract. However, what I know is once we know who our ideal client is, it changes what we do, it changes how we do it, it changes what we offer, it changes everything about how we think about our business. What I mean is that, let's say that I want to target young women, my nieces, young women still in high school, and I want to introduce them to the travel industry. That's going to be a totally different conversation than if I wanted to attract someone who is more seasoned, who a professional entrepreneur, someone who would, my events would be different, my calendar would be different. And so once we realize who our target market is, if we wanted to attract single women, that's going to be a totally different conversation and a totally different experience if you had an event than if you wanted to attract couples. And so today, let's talk about actually creating. Everybody, just listen to the questions, write them down, and creating your target, your ideal client, your target. Who is your target client? Can everybody see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hopefully you can actually see the questions too. Okay, so I already went about the first thing, and I'm going to post this ideal client questionnaire in the file cabinet on our Facebook page so that you'll have access to it. However, what I want you to do this morning, I want you off the cuff quickly to just answer these questions. Number one, who is somebody what's the name of somebody that you would love to work with? Either someone that you'd want to as a client, as a travel professional, or someone that you'd want on your team. So I'm approaching it by someone that I'd want on my team. What is their name? When you just write down their name. Who is someone that you would love to have on your team? And then what is their age? What's the age of the person that you would love to have on your team? You would love to work with. And are they married? Are they married, and do they have children? Write that down. What is their name? What's their age? Are they married? Do they have children? What do they do? What's their occupation? What do they do? Do they already have a business? Are they an entrepreneur? Do they already own a business? Where do they live? Do they live in, and you can either say a city, or you can say, do they live in a rural area, or do they live in a city or urban area? Do they live, where do they live? Do they live in an apartment? Do they have their own home? However you want to think about it. Where do they live? What do they like to do for fun? Are they partiers? Are they people who meditate, like to spend time with themselves? Are there people who hike? Do they like going to maybe races, car races, or do they like going to jazz events? What do they do for fun? This is the person that you would love to work with. Now, how much money do they make? And you have to, you have to kind of estimate, or if you know what their salary is, do they make six figures at their job, or are they at 50K, 80K? Are they at 200K? What do you imagine? How much money do you feel like they make on an annual basis? Maybe you might want to put a range. Now, this is very important. Who do they identify as? When you think about this person that you want to work with, who are they? Do they identify themselves as fun-loving? Are they a coach? Are they heartfelt? Are they a minister? Are they someone who loves to, how do they identify themselves? Are they a philanthropist? Do they love giving away their time or money? How do they identify themselves? Maybe would you say that they are a leader? Would you say that they are a sales associate? They are a top salesperson. How do they identify themselves when you're around them? What do they talk about, or what are they proud of? How do they identify themselves? Not how you identify them, but how do they identify themselves? Do they identify themselves as a mother? Do they identify themselves as a wife? Do they identify themselves as a homemaker? Are they a writer? Are they, just how do they identify themselves? Okay, now this may take a few minutes. What are their secret desires? This is your ideal client. And you could, if you want to attract more of you could be your ideal client. What are your secret desires? What do you want to quit your job? Do you want to move? Do you want to have children? Do you want to be more courageous? Do you want to be a motivational speaker? Do you want to, what are their secret desires? Not yours, but what are their secret desires? What can you see in them? Even if you want to, what have you surmised? If maybe they're working 2 or 3 jobs, then they have a secret desire to create more income for something. You may not know what it is, but one of their desires is to create more income for either to pay off a bill, whatever it is. But what are their secret desires? Or if you have a conversation with them, they may tell you, or just in terms of when you think about how they move, the things that they're doing. Okay, what is keeping them awake at night? What struggles or challenges do they have? So what is keeping them awake at night? Are they worried about their children? Are they worried about, right now, the coronavirus, a parent or a relative? Are they worried about not having enough money to sustain this? Or have they been laid off? What are the things that is keeping them up at night? What struggles or challenges do they have? All right, now what roadblocks are stopping them from getting to their goal? When you think about it, that your ideal person, what's stopping them? Is it themselves? It's the way you see it, they just have to make a decision? Or is it maybe a spouse? Maybe there are two. Can you guys hear Nick in the background? You can't.
Yeah, I hear him now.
I hear him now.
Okay, he's on the phone right now. So, okay. So, yeah, what roadblocks are stopping them? Did y'all write something down? Okay, so what roadblocks are stopping them from getting to their goal? Is it a personal roadblock, something personal that's holding them back? Maybe you can't see anything for this ideal person. Maybe they want to go to Europe, and that they have the money, and that they have the time. So you can't figure out what's stopping them. So it's got to be something personal. Maybe it's, so you might not can be specific right now, but what roadblocks? Is it something that, or what are some things that stop you? You might want to inject your own, if you don't know with your ideal person, what's stopping you? What's stopping you, or what keeps you? Is it procrastination? Is it lack of time, just running out of time? Is it, just what's stopping your ideal client from getting to their goal? What's the one big thing that they are asking for help with right now? What is the one big thing they are asking for help with right now? Like Michelle just said that, hey, you could get training. She, at her job, she could go on and do training. So what types of training would interest your ideal client right now? Maybe it has something to do with the coronavirus. Maybe it has something to do with grief. Maybe they've lost someone. Maybe maybe they're trying to figure out how to have an active lifestyle and still stay safe. Maybe, what's the one big thing they're asking for help with? Maybe in terms of our industry, maybe they want to know some local destinations that they can go to and spend time, as opposed to, maybe they could recreate a travel experience without going anywhere. Maybe that might be something that they're interested in. What's the one big thing they're asking for help with right now? Maybe it's finances, maybe it's health, maybe it's relationships. Whatever it is, what's the one big thing you feel like they're asking for help with right now? The next question is, why are they having these problems? Why do they need your help? Why are you the solution for what it is that they need help with? Do you know someone? Are you in this industry that can speak their language? Could you talk to them about certain things? Have you already done the research? Have you already gone through what they are going through? Perhaps they are a young wife and mother, and you are someone who's more seasoned, and you've already gone through being challenged with how to do the daycare, how to make sure you got dinner done, how to still have a life for yourself. Or you might, maybe they're going through a divorce right now, and you've already gone through a divorce. And so maybe you can talk to them about, hey, in the spite of this pandemic, these are some of the things, and this is some of the stuff you may be thinking about. You may be thinking you're inadequate or you did something wrong. Well, maybe, just moving past that and stop blaming yourself and actually making things work. So what's something that you can help them with, that any problems that they're having that you can absolutely help them with? Okay. And then once you've identified what you can help them with, how do you solve these challenges and struggles for your client? Write down some things. Okay, well, if my ideal client was looking for some great destinations that they can get to in like an hour on a Saturday or Sunday, how would I would go and I would find out where they are and look for places within a certain radius of where they could be in an hour to 2 hours. If my ideal client was looking for games that their children can play via road trips, I would look for that. If my ideal client was a young wife that needed to be able to carve out some time for themselves, I might, give some ideas on how to carve out some time to just be with you. Maybe meditation, maybe have a bath, maybe still be present, but be able to get your own space. So how do you solve these challenges and struggles for your ideal client? Well, now, here we go. If you've written all that down, what I'd like you to do is now paraphrase it. And for each one of you to share who your ideal client is. So, and you can follow this format if you can see it. My ideal client is, and you can name their names. I have a good friend who was also, I took a coaching session from her, and she said, and we all have different personalities. So what I want you to do is think about it and name your personalities. And what I realize is that I have a personality when I am on point and I'm ready to go and I'm ready to achieve a goal. That's my personality. That's my go-getter personality. I'm focused. I'm not seeing nothing else. Boom, here we go. That's one of my personalities, and I call her Sasha because Sasha is fierce, and Sasha is like, boom, I'm here we go. I am Black woman, hear me roar. And then I have another personality that loves to help people, that loves to, that's more in the background, that's just really loves to just not be in the forefront, but be in the background, listen to what people need and help them. I call her Ruth. That's my Ruth personality. My mother was like that. Her name was Ruth. And, she was always trying to find some way to help. So everybody has a different personality. So name your ideal client. What's your ideal client? So what personality is she when you imagine her? So I want you to describe her to us. What's her or him? Who's your ideal client? Are they married? Do they have kids? Who do they identify as? The thing they need help with right now is, and how you can help them, the outcome that our product or service delivers for your ideal client is what? And how do you do that? Your service does this by what? How do you help your ideal client? So I'm going to keep this up. And so I'd like to hear you come up with a short summary of your ideal client. Who would like to go first? Well, I can go first. Okay, my ideal client is Teresa. She's married. She doesn't have any kids right now, but she is a wife. And she's a wife, she's a stepmother, and she absolutely, she's really, really busy. She's always, she has a demanding job. She has her own business. And so she is a wife that needs to figure out how to carve time out and be okay with carving time out for herself. She identifies herself as a wife and an entrepreneur. She needs help with the most right now is getting clients for her business. And she also needs help with relieving stress. She needs help with knowing who, just really identifying who she is, getting out of the shadow, getting from under the shadow of her husband and identifying who she is and being comfortable with who she is. The outcome of my product is that with travel, I can actually help her by getting away, by actually either putting together retreats with other wives or putting together different events, even online events with various themes. I can put together invite different people to come and speak on different things that they have expertise at. I can also begin now to speak to various activities that we can do as wives during the day just to become more centered. I can talk about meditation, and I can talk about travel and the value of getting away, sometimes getting away just by yourself. That might be just a night in a hotel room to sit back where you can write, or some time, excuse me, some time when maybe you can take a bath, or you can meditate. That time where a wife can get centered, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in serving others, we forget to serve ourselves. So maybe it is getting our hair done, or maybe it is making sure we're taking care of ourselves, making sure we're stretching, making sure whatever. My product and service does this by actually creating an outlet for her to not only collaborate with other wives and entrepreneurs, but actually gives venues where now we can create retreats around particular ideas. Perhaps we can now create trips, family trips, so that, you know, now families can vacation together. So if one wife has the kids, that allows the other wives to add time to kind of have adult time. Or, you know, if all the kids are going over to this one particular couple's house, then maybe on Friday they'll watch the kids, and everybody else has adult time, and maybe they want their adult time on Sunday, so everybody will watch the kids on Sunday. So it will actually, I can begin our business now gives me a vehicle where I can plan things specifically for wives and their interests. So that's how my product or service would do this. So now it's up to you. Who is your ideal client? What's her name? And my client's name is Teresa. And so who'd like to go first? Or do you want me to call you out?
Well, I'm just getting on the line, so I had my husband watching. I got to get off early, and I was trying to get dressed because I got a full day. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think if you missed the questions, you're not going to be able to answer this question. Okay. Okay. I can't hear what you're saying, but that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so who answered the questions and is willing to share? What's your ideal client? What do you look like? Who is their name or his name?
Well, and I could take a stab at it.
Okay.
I've been talking to a gentleman at work, and
Michelle, just answer the question. Who's your
his name?
Name of your ideal client?
The name of my ideal client is Stanley.
Okay. Married?
No, he's not married.
Does he have children?
He has a child, yes.
Okay. Now, how does Stanley identify himself? Who does he identify himself as?
Well, it's difficult to say. I mean, I don't know him that well, but I'm just getting to know him in association. But he identifies himself as an entrepreneur, and getting to know him and talking with him more, I see that he is surprisingly not what I expected at all, because he has a lot of mindset and experience in as an entrepreneur, which is something that you really wouldn't expect. He says that he currently owns a 7-Eleven, if not one or two, like a joint partnership, and he had previously owned, you know, like the Cluck U chain of stores in the area. He was telling me that. So he definitely is a business, an entrepreneur, and open for new ideas. So
the next question is, what's the thing that he needs help with most right now? From the outside looking in. Well, that's okay. That might be a question.
I'm not sure that he needs any help. I just know that he's still vested in his businesses, and he doesn't really need the money, from what I could tell. I mean, but
is he stressed out? Would he? Do you think he might appreciate having some more time to himself?
No, because he's right now, just like me, he's home because of this COVID, right? I mean, he's a retired military person. So as a result of that retirement and his business ventures and stuff, he's good with money.
So then why would you want him on your team?
Because of his mindset and his business savvy, and the experience that he has, right?
What would you want him to do? How would that benefit your team?
Because he's looking to grow, because he was telling me about some of the connections and networks that he has, and people that he's currently talking to. Like, he was telling me about someone who is from Nigeria that's here, that is in Georgia, and they're looking to open some salons or hair salons or something like that in Georgia, right? And expand their business, and how they travel, and how he was looking maybe to connect with them. So I'm looking to tie into his network possibly, you know what I mean? As well as see where he can see this as a benefit for himself, because he's definitely open for business opportunities from what I could tell. So I
Okay,
can
so
see
then
that as
perhaps what he would need help with for someone of that experience, perhaps what he might want to do is now utilize his experience to help others. Perhaps he like being in, so that's something, the thing they need help with most right now. Perhaps he's looking for the type of team where he can share his experience with others. So that is, and with that is something that our product or service could help him with, and put him in that environment where he can actually utilize the experience that he has and help others, and also network and broaden his network and begin to add something, because everybody can't have a 7-Eleven, but everybody can have a travel business.
Absolutely. And
okay.
yeah.
So the outcome, so when you think like that, what the thing they need help with most right now, let's say the thing that he would need help with would be how to use his experience to help others. And so the outcome, what is the outcome that your product service delivers for your ideal client?
The fact that he can use this as a vehicle to help others have business ventures as well. You know, I mean, they can't own a 7-Eleven, but this may be an opportunity for them to have some entrepreneur experience like he has, and get the benefit of residual income and something tangible, you know, to have, like we all have, right? And, you know, not to forget that we do have the travel component as well. So it's not just the product, it's both the product and the service, you know, like the lady
so how does our business do that? What are some aspects of our business that would help him to have, be able to, number one, train entrepreneurs, be able to, I don't want to give you, when you think about this, somebody who's looking for an opportunity to share their knowledge and build a team of other entrepreneurs, how does our product or service address that need?
In terms of in terms of the training or how we expand, I mean, we have a system in place that makes it easy to share it and show the benefit to other entrepreneurs of how this can help. I mean, the comp plan that we have is unlimited in what they can achieve financial. So whatever their financial goals are, we can definitely satisfy that, you know, and we have the ultimate.
But Michelle, but for that person, you're talking to your ideal client. And so when you're saying I guess if it were me, I would probably want you to say, hey, Ann, I know that you have the need to want to share your experience with others. Our platform allows you to create a team of people that now you can share your experience with. Although we have systems, people also need someone like you who has that experience that can take them by the hand and walk them through to their success. Because you know business, a lot of the things that we have to do, the actions are the same. And so now we can build a team under you so that now you have a team of people that now you can train and share and help them create the success that you've created.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm not really the compensation plan and all of that is going to come in during the presentation. But when you make it personal, what are the product or services? How can our business help that person achieve their goal? Does that make sense?
Right. I see what you're saying. Yes.
Do you? Okay. So now you're structuring it when you're now looking at speaking to your ideal client. Those are the things that you want to kind of make it personal, because that's why that person is going to, if we talk about the stuff that's in the presentation, that doesn't make it personal. But if you're asking those questions and you ask them and say, well, you know, how do you feel about being in a position where now you can help others achieve the success that you achieve? He might say, you know what, I'd love that. That's awesome, because our platform allows you to lead others and become leaders, and also get national recognition as well. You know, for the things that you're doing. How do you feel about being recognized for actually training, leading, and developing over 200, 300, 500 people? How would you feel about that? Being personally involved in their success? Are people going on stage and saying, hey, because I was on this person's team, because of their leadership, I am now successful? How would you feel about that? And so our platform, that's what a director does. That's what you're describing to them is our director program.
Right.
But now you're making it personal, and now they're like, oh, I love that. And so now when you're speaking to your ideal client, everything that you do is going to speak towards that goal. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. You're just keeping it generic, but yet personal. And yeah,
exactly.
I get it.
Exactly. Who's
I
next?
never thought about it like that, but yeah, that's great. That's awesome. That's just that hit it. Yeah.
So now, if you decide I want to attract leaders, if you decide this is my ideal client, what was his name again?
Stanley.
Stanley is my ideal client, and I want to attract 500 Stanleys. Well, 500, then what you need to talk about is the stuff that Stanley wants to hear about. And Stanley is okay with travel, but if he's already successful, he doesn't mind. He's going to travel. But now to have an opportunity to, for instance, Vincent Payton. Vince was already in travel. When I talked to him, he loves the opportunity to be able to help someone else get success, because not everybody can do what he does. Not everybody can be a promoter. Not everybody has his personality. But he was looking for an opportunity to help others have a vehicle where they can also have a travel agency, and he can help them make money. So I didn't talk to Vince. Vince watched the presentation, but I didn't talk to Vince about that. I talked to Vince about who he could help and how he could help people become successful. And because I know that's what's important to him.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to attract more Vinces, I'm going to have to incorporate that in what I'm saying, so that more Vinces will be attracted to me.
Yeah.
Attracted to our team, because the presentation is not going to attract, it's not strong enough to attract my ideal client.
Gotcha. Wow.
Okay. Does everybody get that? Do you kind of understand how this can actually help? I know one of our last directors, and like I said, I heard this before, but I didn't hear it quite like this. One of our directors, he had a certain idea of who he wanted to attract. And so he is in his language and everything, and his presentations, and pretty soon you could almost tell who was on his team, just in terms of how they presented themselves, because you knew that he attracted, that's who he was looking for. So, and I remember him specifically saying, we were out talking to people one day, and he looked at somebody and said, no, they can't be on my team. I said, what? He was like, they can't be on my team. They don't fit inside who it is, my ideal market, my ideal client. That's what he was saying. And so when you have your picture of your ideal client, guess what? There's some people that you don't even want to talk to, because they don't fit in the vision of what you building for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, who's next?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and go. So my ideal client is Liza. She is not married. She has 2 kids. She identifies as a entrepreneur, a fun-loving person, a government worker. Let's see, the thing they need the most right now.
What's the thing they need help with most right now?
I would say moving her own self out of the way and making a decision to go ahead and do it.
Okay, awesome. And how can you or our business help them with that?
She, like I said, she's an entrepreneur. She enjoys starting businesses. So our company can show her different ways of doing the things that she's already doing for the most part for her family and bringing them together. And then my product service, my product service does this by, and I would like to tap into her connections as well, because she's a fun-loving person, outgoing, knows people, knows how to talk. She's I would say a leader too. And then our product and services does this by that one. I'm not sure.
Okay, so the outcome my product service delivers for your ideal client. Okay, so for Liza, the outcome might be, in terms of our business, might be like you said, an opportunity to travel with her family. It might be an opportunity to, and it all depends. Are you looking at her as a partner or as a travel client? Now, because that's going to be different. If you wanted them to join your team, that's going to be different than if you want to build this person as a client.
As a partner.
Okay, as a partner. Okay, so the outcome, what our business might deliver to Liza is the opportunity to, number one, train and develop and actually create more of herself, duplicate herself, so that now her life might become easier. It also may give her an opportunity to now become, if she's interested in leadership, it now gives her an opportunity to display her leadership skills. It gives her an opportunity to have a network of like-minded people that now, when she's speaking, when she's talking about business, there are people who are understanding, and she has things to bounce things, kind of create a mastermind for her as well. So those are things that our business could offer and our team could offer. And our business does this by
there may be one in there, one row.
That's Barbara.
I'm gonna mute you because I'm hearing your conversation. So the product or service does this by, number one, we have events, we have online events, we have training. We'll help you develop. We'll help you get the questions that you need to speak with people. And we have mentors that will, mentors and directors that are already leading multiple people. So our product and service can help you get there by pairing you with maybe a director or getting you the training, giving you the training and giving you a platform where you can practice certain things. If you want to now do presentations on how to talk to people, you have a platform where you can practice that on people and get real feedback. So depending on what Liza would want after you speak with her, those are a few things that I'm thinking of right off the bat that would help, and it may possibly interest Liza. What's your thoughts?
Liza has watched it, she's interested, and that's why I said basically just getting herself out of the way and just doing it.
So your ideal client is that's what you're saying. You would like to have a whole team full of Lizas. That's what you're saying is your ideal client. Liza is your ideal client. So what that's saying about you is that you want to coach people to get out of their own way. You want a whole team full of people that you want to coach. Then you might want to restructure that whole ideal client thing.
Okay.
You might want to target somebody else, because what you're targeting what's going to happen is that you're going to attract a whole bunch of people that need help. And I don't know if you have the time or the patience to do that. So what you want to attract is somebody that's already positive, got themselves together. So if you're thinking about the marketing side of your business, who do you want? Who, now you're crafting your ideal client. Who do you want? Do you want someone that's already confident? Is her name, his or her name? Do you want somebody who's a sharp dresser? Do you want somebody to, so this is an ideal, who is your dream person? Who do you want to join your team? This is how you get a picture of what it is that you want. And guess what? Anybody who don't fit into that frame, you're not gonna waste time with them. It's going to save you time and energy. And so now every presentation has purpose because you're sitting with them because they are your ideal client and you believe that they have issues that you and this business could solve. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So we in a unique position because our ideal client we have the opportunity to attract partners and we have an opportunity to attract travelers. So it all depends. So you want to do this in every aspect of your business. Who do you want? We have an opportunity to create through Search 365 a travel club. Who do you want in your travel club? That's a totally different client than someone that you'd want as a partner, or it might be the same one, but somebody that you'd want to travel with, somebody that's fun, has kids, that kind of stuff might be a different profile from somebody that you want to attract to be a part of your business. Does that make sense? So this is going to save us so much time and now fine tune. And then guess what? You're going to be able, all of us are seasoned. So guess what? You don't want anybody who's wishy-washy. So you're gonna go ahead and knock them out from the beginning because they don't fit your profile. Maybe you want your ideal client is someone who's willing to make a decision and stick with it. Guess what that's going to do? That's going to help your retention. If you handle that from the beginning, that's going to help your retention. And now you got a whole bunch of people that's sticking with you. And we're going to work this thing out as opposed to that person that, just flipping about such and such. Now you can say, I don't think I want you on my team. You already tried 10 businesses. You don't really fit the profile I've set for my team. Now you're the boss and you're like, wait a minute. I don't have the time to teach you confidence. You need to come already where you got confidence in yourself. I don't, maybe you don't have confidence to be a public speaker, but I need you to have enough confidence to know what you want to do and in yourself knowing that you could do it. And all you need is some training. That's my thing. I feel like I could do anything as long as you train me how to do it. Okay, you show me how to do it, I can do it. But you don't want somebody, I can't do that. I could never talk to people. Oh no, I can never. Why are you signing these people up? You know that you got to talk. If they want to sell travel, if they want to sell the business, if they want to shoot, if anything, they're going to have to talk to people. So why are you signing them up on your team if they telling you they don't want to talk to people? Go to somebody else. So you do not fit the profile of what I need, what I want and need on my team. Let them go. Because now you've now signed up a headache, a project, and believe me, so this is the best time to establish your ideal client. Know who it is you want. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Okay, Miss Barbara, your turn. I'm gonna unmute your line. Are you ready? Miss Barbara. Okay, Miss Iantha, after going through this, you might have an idea. Who is your ideal client? You got to unmute.
Okay, my ideal client would be Bunny Perry. She's a widow. She has 2 grown sons. She identifies herself as an entrepreneur. She's a musician. She is a leader and very confident, likes to travel.
So what's the thing that they need help, that he needs help with most right now? What do you see that he needs help with?
The thing that she would need help in terms of when I think about my business is understanding
He needs help with what?
one of the things she would need help with would be, let's say, maybe toning down.
He has a strong personality?
Yeah. At times she can have a strong personality.
Okay, okay.
She's a jovial type person. You know, everybody doesn't understand that, you know.
Okay. So you feel like one of his challenges could be, from the outside looking in, one of his challenges could be that he might be losing business because he has a strong personality, and people don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, it is a she.
Huh?
It is a she.
It's a she?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So, you know, then she's like me. So, so you could say, you know what? You could say, I noticed that you have a strong personality, and I know people that have strong personalities tend to have this issue. And so our company actually provides training. You know, what's the outcome of my product? The outcome is, after joining our company and our team, you get personal development, you get honest feedback, and you get ways to kind of deal with different personalities. One of our trainings is we do trainings for different personalities, so you learn how to read different personalities and when that your strong personality will serve you and when your stronger personality may not, and also the value of having different personalities on your team so you can attract different people. And so our product and our company and our service actually provides that. In addition to being able to travel and save on your travel, you now have an opportunity to learn these various aspects through the personal development and our directors and mentors. Now you have help in those areas. You don't have to figure it out and do it all by yourself. You now have help to kind of get help with dealing with these different personalities. And the great thing about it is, let's say that there's someone that maybe doesn't necessarily, is not comfortable dealing with you. We have a plethora of people that they might relate to, but you still get paid. So you still have the opportunity of having them on your team. But let's say that maybe they don't particularly share your enthusiasm. That's okay. We can make sure that they're paired with someone. And that's one of the great things about our product and our service, and what we do and how we help entrepreneurs. You see what I'm saying? So, but see, the great thing is that it's your ideal client. The presentation is not going to say that.
She's definitely a trainer. I mean, you know what, she trains already in terms of a musician, teaching. So she, has the ability to train with no problem. And like I said, she's very confident. It's just a matter of me,
So you may not want to talk to her about travel. That's not going to get her. But to say, hey, our platform will give you an opportunity to develop and hone your skills, and you can now transfer that to every aspect of training that you're doing. So that might capture her listening. If she's already doing training, that this gives you a platform, and now you're a leader. You can become a leader of 10, 50, 500, 1,000 people that are now following you. Imagine if that's what you now you have a team of people that you're leading, and that's how you can utilize your skills. So if that's your ideal client, then you don't want to just sit them in front of a presentation. You want to have that conversation, and before you know it, you're going to get some no's from your ideal clients. But let's say that you're talking to 10 people who are leaders, 10 people who are trainers, 10 people who are interested in personal development, 10 people who have strong personalities, guess what? You 9 times, if you limit and just talk to those types of people, that's who's going to be on your team. Now you got a team of leaders. You now built a team of leaders, people who love to have fun, people who don't mind doing the work, people you ain't got to tell them they got to do a presentation, people that going out there and they're getting it for themselves, people who already know that they got to do sales. If that's your ideal client, that's who you talking to from the beginning. So now you utilizing your time and energy towards what's going to benefit you. And you're not wasting time with wishy-washy people. You're not wasting time trying to convince people. You have your ideal client. And so now that no or that not right now is much more powerful. Because if they say, you know what, I can't do this right now, but you know what, let me try it. I can see myself doing this in probably about 3 months. Now you getting a leader on your team. And you know that you could probably depend on them because of who they are. That's your ideal client. Put in your ideal client, if it's important that they honor their word and that they be in a position, they're people who honor their word, they're trustworthy. Make that something that's a part of your ideal client. Who do you want to surround yourself with? What do you want your team to look like? Is it important that your ideal client looks and dress professionally? Is it important that they can actually speak and explain a concept? Is it important that they can read? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I'm amazed at the people that can't read. Y'all, how you gonna be in the travel business and you can't read? So don't even waste your time unless you're trying to be a teacher. Don't waste your time with somebody who can't read, because they got to read the documents, they got to read the contracts, they got to read. So don't even just say, okay, like Donald Bradley used to say, you can't be on my team. No, 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 you can't be on my team. I don't have time. I do not have time. And you don't fit into the vision that I have for my team. I'm building a team of professional people who go into the next level, people who truly have that mindset and don't mind doing the work and getting the results. That's the team I'm getting. I'm not building a team of whiners. I'm not building a team of, I can't do this or I can't do that. I'm not building that. I'm not having that. I'm building a team of confident people that say, hey, you show me how to do it, I can do it. Boom. All I need is the opportunity. You show me how to get there. I can go and get it myself. So if you have that mindset that that's who you are not going to waste time with other people. Your ideal client is going to change the trajectory of your business. Do y'all see? Can you see that? Does that make sense? Do you see how that one change can change your business this year and save you a whole lot of time and headache?
Yes.
Do you really?
Definitely.
Awesome. Okay, Katrina, what's your ideal client look like? Or can you talk? I know you got the kids.
They sleep right now. My ideal client is she's married. She's an entrepreneur. She's a go-getter. I think once you give her, once she listens to the opportunity, and her and husband, because they kind of want to hear the information first before they make a decision.
What is the thing that this client needs help with most right now? What do they need help with, and what can you and our business help them with? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I guess, like I said, once they for as the company can help them with for as getting more information and I'm not right today. Mhm.
Now, what is it that they want to do in their lives? Do they want to travel more? Do they want to make more money? Are they looking for a way to get closer in their relationships? And from the outside looking in, what's the thing that you feel like they need help with most right now? Are they affected by the coronavirus and they need to have additional income? Do they have children graduating from college and now they need to figure out how they're going to pay for college? What's the thing that they need help with most right now?
Well, I get, more because her husband, he's retired and he's a musician for the church, but getting more residual income.
Okay, so more income. Okay, so it
Mm.
sounds like that you're interested in, because at first you started out with her, but now you put the man in there. So it sounds like your ideal client are couples.
Well, that's why I said she's married. I don't know if you heard me. I was saying she's married.
Yeah.
She don't have any kids. Her kids is dogs, so she's. But yeah, getting more residual income.
Okay. So how can our product and service help her get more residual income? How would you approach her? How would you say, hey, you know what, how can our product or service help her get more, the ideal client get more additional income?
If our business has a platform that will get them in the right direction of getting more residual income. There's training. They don't have to do, like you said, don't have to do a lot of talking if they, but she likes to talk, so that wouldn't be a problem for her.
So you would want a whole team of this particular person. You would want a team of this person.
Yeah, because she's a go-getter. I mean,
Okay.
her and her husband are go-getters.
Okay. And so how does our product or service serve her as a go-getter? How does our product or service serve her as a go-getter in terms of achieving additional residual or additional income per month?
Trying to see it in the right way. So way the information that she can listen to, we can have them on a call, or they can listen to the information that is given. That they can get the residual income, monthly income.
Well, our product or service does that by two ways. And so that would, for you to, and so if you want to attract your ideal client, you want to get very, if this person is your ideal client, you really want to spend time with our compensation plan. Because if you feel like what they need help with most right now is the money, then you need to be able to explain the compensation plan. You need to be able to say, okay, our particular product will help you if you participate when you participate on the team building side of things. You will have monthly residual income automatically, that extra money coming in per month. If you participate on the travel side of things, you can generate extra money by putting together trips and or family and that kind of stuff. So it goes back to the thing that they need help with the most right now. If you're saying the thing they need help with the most right now is money and residual income, then you need to know the compensation plan to talk to your ideal client. What you're telling me is that you want to build a team of money makers. You want to build a team of go-getters. You want to build a team of people who are willing to go out and do the work. And to do that, you need to be strong on the compensation, because a go-getter wants to know how they're going to get paid. So you got to be strong on that. If that's what you want your team to look like, If you want your team if you want 100 go-getters out here doing what they got to do, then you need to be able to learn that compensation plan and explain it, and so that they will learn it and explain it. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Awesome, awesome. Because that's the most important. What's the thing they need help with the most right now? Because whatever your ideal client needs help with the most, that's what you need to be an expert in. So you got to build your ideal client. Who are you speaking to? Who are you attracting? And then guess what? When you do a presentation, here we go. This is the homework. I want everybody, number one, I want you to go back and think about your ideal client. And I want you to build that ideal client, not who you know, but if you had to create a team of people, your dream team, what are the characteristics that your dream team would have? Then what I want you to do is list 10 topics that you could share with your ideal client. If you know that your ideal client wants to make residual income, one of those topics should be our compensation plan. How you can actually get a new car, how you can create additional income. That should be your main topic. If you want to dream, if you want if your clients are couples, if you want to attract more couples to your team, what are 10 topics that you can share with couples? You know, how to get together, especially a marriage, how travel can help them get together, how to work as a couple, how to identify your strengths and weaknesses. What are some fun ideas that you could do as a couple in terms of prospecting? What are some competitions that you can do to now become more comfortable with each other? If you want to attract single women, what are 10 topics that you can share with single women? You know, how to do your makeup, how to speak more eloquently, or how to show up. You might even want to do what your wardrobe should look like. The difference between professional and sexy. Just 10 topics that your ideal client would want. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's going to take some thought and it's going to take some work, and I'm encouraging you to do this, because this right here could change your business and change the amount of time you spend with someone. Because as you think about your ideal client, you might say, I don't know if you read my post this week where somebody told me no. I went and asked them I asked myself some of these questions. I was like, does this no really hurt me? Okay, she is a go-getter, but she's going through some hard times right now. She doesn't have a job, so she doesn't have the money right now. And she's wishy-washy. She's been wishy-washy with me. The one thing that's consistent about her is her inconsistency. She is just wishy-washy. So I'm like, do I really, she has the potential she could be awesome. But do I feel like battling that? Do I feel like wondering if you're going to show up or not? Do I feel like, okay, are you really, when you say you come into the training, are you really coming, or I got enough of that on my team? I'm not trying to attract that no more. That's not okay. So I'm eliminating in the hiring process. Okay, if you've already just demonstrated that you're wishy-washy, then I'm done. I don't need to spend my time on somebody who's wishy-washy. Because if you wishy-washy now, I know good darn well you're going to be wishy-washy once you get into business. So, you know what I'm saying? So who's a director that you admire? You might build your client based on a director that you know. Lucretia, I would love to have a team of Lucretia Daniels. Number one, she loves to help people, has a heart of gold. She doesn't mind doing the work, and she's all about personal development and mindset. Would I want to have a team full of, I don't know. You know, you have to look at your personality and say, who would I love to surround who is my ideal person? If I could pick and choose, and you can, if I can build my team from scratch, and all of us are in a position where we can build our teams from scratch. Who am I inviting on this journey? What characteristics do I want them to have? You know, like I know my nephew. I would love to have my nephew as a part of my business, but I know he has some growth in various areas that he has to grow personally in some various areas, to the point that I wouldn't trust him being in our business right now, not talking to people, handling people's money or anything like that, just because I know he has some growth areas that in terms of personally, and being being the type person, integrity issues, in terms of being the type person that we have to be in our business. So you can't help everybody. You can't attract, you can definitely, I'm not saying be judgmental, but I'm saying it's your business. You get to craft who you work with, who you spend your time with. And time is limited. Your time is valuable. So I suggest you be prudent. I know we say, hey, don't be judgmental and talk to everybody. But I'm trying to tell you, you might want to make sure, and I'm not saying don't give everybody a chance, but once people show you who they are, pay attention and learn the lesson and keep right on moving. If they already lied to you about getting on a presentation, they're going to lie to you about, stuff in the business. Do you have time for that? So who is your ideal client? What do they look like? Is it Sasha? Is it Peggy? Is it James? Is it Stanley? Is it Sebastian? Is it Nikita? Is it a couple, John and Jane? Is it, who is your ideal client? Spend some time with that this week. And then I'm interested, next week we're going to start off with, what are your 10 topics that you came up with your ideal client? What is it that you can help your ideal person do? Does that make sense? Hey, Miss Barbara, yeah. You on?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to figure out how to do this mute on mute. Okay, but anyway, I would like, you asked me, but I want to tell you if I can real quick. My ideal person would be Nicole Newton. That's my daughter-in-law. She's an entrepreneur. She has one business. She expanded that business, and she has the clientele. She has the personality. We've even gotten to the point of, we'll send someone to your house to watch your kids, and even come with dinner.
Well, Barbara, that's all well and good, but the most important is, what is the thing that they need help with most right now? Why does she need this business? It sounds like she's doing well without it.
I think that she's saying that she wants to expand her business and make it grow, make it more profitable. And this here is a win-win, because this way, if she's doing event planning and coordinating, and she's doing bridal parties, bridal showers, setting up for weddings and everything, then continue it to the next step and, do the trip.
Okay. Okay, so you want to speak to that, not what she can do to bring to the table, but you want to speak to saying, hey, you said that you wanted to expand your business. I'm giving you a vehicle that can expand your business. I'm giving you a vehicle where now you can take your event planning to the next level. Now you can begin to do retreats. Now you can begin to attract more people. Now you can begin to speak to various venues. Now you can get out of the box. You can start doing your events on cruises. Start doing your events like at a mountain lake resort, and we have those, instead of going and negotiating, we have those costs and everything available. Plus, now you can add a travel component to your events and what you're doing. And what I mean by that is that your clients already are getting to know you, and they know you as an event planner. So they know that you already are attracted to quality. You already putting on a great event. So they're going to trust you when you say, hey, you should go to this resort, or you should, because you've already built that up, and now you can expand on what you're already building. And our product can help you do that, because now you don't have to learn the ropes. We give you training. We show you how to do that. Plus you get mentors and help, where with your business, you had to do it all by yourself. With this business, you get help, and you don't have to do it all by yourself. When you talk, most entrepreneurs are stressed because they have to do every aspect of their business themselves. If you can show them how our business can help them eliminate one of the tasks that they can do, that's generally something an entrepreneur is interested in. A successful entrepreneur, because they're doing everything. They hiring legal, they're doing everything. So if you can show them how our business or product can help them, and so you want to be prepared when you have that conversation, and you want to stand and say, these are the things that I'm seeing our business can help you with, and you want to approach them as, I want to help you, not as I want to get into your network. Because that's not going to incentivize her to join you, that you want to get into her network. What's going to incentivize her is, what's in it for me? Why should I pay this $500? What is that going to get me? What's the value of that? And so what I see for her is that, number one, she has access to our properties. And especially, and she's going to get the insider information of different properties that are taking care of their cleanliness as a travel agent. You'll get that information of those properties that are, especially during COVID-19, that are taking care of certain things. You get the inside information in terms of when various entities, states, and everything is open. As travel agents, we get access to that information. And so, especially as an event planner, there may be various things that you can do, but you have to know what her challenges are. And so what you're telling me is that you want a whole bunch of people like your daughter-in-law. You want a team full of your daughter-in-laws. That's what you're saying. You want a team full of event planners. That's your ideal client. That's what you're saying? Am I hearing you correctly?
Business-wise, well, yeah, let me rethink that. Because the thing is, all they have to do is reactivate. They was already in the business.
Understand that, but the reason anybody drops is that they're no longer getting the value. So it's not the fact that they have to reactivate. They know what they got to do, but now what value are they going to get? What value are you going to provide? And so, and that's a great thing. If now you're going to say, I want to get a team full of event planners. So guess what? You're going to start having event planning events. You're going to start having event planning webinars, and saying, hey, this is being sponsored by XYZ travel company. You're going to be, if your ideal client are event planners, then everything is going to be catered towards event planning, because that's what they're interested in. And you trying to get them to expand their business, their event planning business, with our business. But you got to speak their language. You got to say, okay, most event planners, one of the main things that you're concerned about is not having enough people show up for your events. With travel, what if you add the component of travel? Now that's a whole different entity, something else that people are actually interested in. Our industry can provide industry experts to speak to various things like your locations, or if you're doing a couples event, we can invite an industry expert to talk about, because we've got sandals, we've got all the, we can invite experts from those events, from those places, specifically for couples, to come on a webinar and talk about their location, to come on, and now, hey, when you're having this event at your location, you as the event planner, you get to stay for free. However, if you're the event planner and you're the travel agent, you get to stay for free and you get paid. That is what you want to talk to event planners about. You see, and so now you getting a whole team of event planners, because now you speak in their language, and now the $500, if they got an event that they trying to plan, and now you're saying, oh, this is how we can help with that. That $500 is a drop in the bucket for the value that's being provided. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this is powerful. This is powerful. Create your ideal client. Create your ideal client. Who are you talking to? And from now on, when you ask, that's what this is about. Who your travel parties, your presentations. When we do a presentation, that's the thing. Who's your ideal client? Who are we attracting here? Because that's going to affect your marketing. That's going to affect everything. That now you want to get to their pain points, and now tell them how you can help their pain points. That is going to change your business.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, take some time and think about, ask those questions, and just create. Who do you want to attract? Do you want to attract coaches? Do you want to attract a person who is an expert at doing this? You can tell about what she's talking about is Letitia Nicole Beatty. Every presentation, or here we go. Who was the girl that out of Philly that used to be the director with us? And you remember she had that woman's crew every year.
Women's group. Mm-hmm.
Renee Toppin. She was an expert at it. And also, what was the girl that was homeless that was became a director with that person?
Is it Katrina? Not what's her name?
Tashana.
Tashana. Also an expert at it, because they started out. They built a target market. Their market was single women, especially with kids. Single women with kids. They built a market based on themselves. They said, okay, what do I want? What do I need? And I believe that there are other people out there. So Tashana built a team of other Tashanas. Tashana was a little Renee. So Renee built a team of Renees. So you can do that too. Who is your target? Who is your ideal client? Build a team of that, because you can speak their language. And everybody who don't come within that model, like I would build a team with wives, and I'm about, my target market is about to be wives. But also another one of my, and you can have two, another one of my target markets is going to be couples, which is why I do the couples conversations to begin to draw in couples. Because I know couples don't get an opportunity if you don't have the finances, you may not get an opportunity to really spend time together. You may not have things that you both enjoy. So I'm building my ideal client are couples, but my ideal client is also wives, women who do a lot. And so if you're divorced, your ideal client might be divorced women, or it might be, there are so many groups of divorced women who are finding themselves, women who are doing things for themselves now. And, that's a whole niche right there. Divorced women is this whole community within itself. And it's a community that I can't be a part of because I'm not divorced. So I wouldn't understand some of the concepts and some of the feelings that a divorced woman would understand. But that's your niche. You can build a team of strong, independent, fierce, divorced women that are out there for themselves, been there, done that, and ready to get to their next level. If that's your ideal client. Your ideal client might be women with children, women with grown children, or women with young children. You know, the needs might be different. And an ideal client might be women, cancer survivors. That's a huge thing. That's a huge niche right now. Cancer survivors. I mean, and then you can target it down to breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, arm cancer, leg cancer, eye cancer, brain cancer. I mean, you know, what you can now really get a target market. Another thing is that I'm finding out is people who have mobility issues, how to create travel or experiences with people with mobility issues. That's a niche that's not being served, where they have the money, but no one's put anything together specifically for them to speak to their needs. So again, your ideal client, just decide what you want your team to look like at the end of the year. Who do you want to be aligned with? And then when you have your team retreat in one of the homes, who do you want there? Who do you want when you got your team retreat of leaders? Who do you want your leaders to look like? Who do that? And I guarantee you don't want a whole bunch of people that don't know what they want. That's a nightmare. So you get to decide what your team is going to look like. And I hope you are as excited as I am. But you get to decide who you want to work with. And you do that by creating your ideal client, putting them together. You know how when I was dating, I liked one man because he would do this, one man because he would do this, one man because of this, and then it's like it would be great to be able to merge all of those personalities together and build my ideal man. But you know that doesn't happen. But now you have the opportunity to think about what are the characteristics and build your ideal client. Now, will the person come that has all of the characteristics? Probably not. But at least you'll get closer to what it is that you want, what you want your team to look like, and who you want to attract.
Absolutely.
Did y'all find value in that today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what kind of, do I have a commitment that next week everybody's coming up with 10 topics that you can share with your ideal client?
Okay.
And just based on your 10 topics, the rest of us should be able to identify who your ideal client is. Because you're going to be speaking to their needs, their interests. Those 10 topics are things that they're going to be interested in.
Okay, so we pick it, and then you all basically guess it.
You list 10 topics that you're going to share with us next week with your ideal. That 10 topics for your ideal client. You're going to come prepared, and you're going to have 10 topics that you're going to share with us. And then, we're going to try to guess who your ideal client is. What characteristics.
Okay.
What you're looking for, what kind of team you're trying, who do you want in your team? Who do you want to attract in your team? And it should be based on your ideal client and what those people are interested in. You might even focus on retirees, people who are retired. If you want to deal with a whole bunch of people who are retired business owners or retired teachers. So a retired teacher wouldn't have a problem with presenting. So if you want to definitely, or maybe you might, maybe if you want event planners, a whole team of event planners, people who love to plan events. Maybe you might want a graphic artist, people who love, so you just have a whole bunch of teams. Now, graphic artists don't tend to be very outgoing, so it'll be people who are in the background on your computer. And if that's what you want on your team, then go for it. But I mean, the whole point is you get to design. This is the first step. You get to design your team. You get to design who you're spending your time with. You get to design your life. And now you eliminate people who don't fit into that mold. So if you find that you've been attracting people that you got to hold their hands and push it, change that today to say, okay, I'm not talking to those kinds of people anymore. I'm talking to people who are go-getters, who want this and know that they got to show up, know that they got to do some work, because what's going to happen is you're going to add that in whatever you're saying. You're actually going to say, hey, I'm looking for the person who doesn't mind doing the work for the reward. I'm looking for the person who's really, and once you say work, and anybody who's allergic to work is going to automatically zone out. They're going to be like, oh, that's not me. She's not talking to me. And that's great. If you end your presentation with 2 people that related to what it is that you're saying, that's your tribe. Those are your 2. Let the other 8 go. They don't deserve you anyway.
So, Ann, these topics should be things that you want to discuss with them to help them moving forward after they partner with you, right? After they're on your team.
These are topics, these are topics that answer this question, the thing they need help with most right now, that address this. What
after they've gotten started with you, right? No.
Just anything. It can be, okay, I would suggest right now, because we're in the building phase, the thing they need help with most right now. Let's say that that they need, okay, as a coach, maybe now during COVID-19, they're not able to actually meet with their clients. So one of the things is so that that they need extra income, but they need a platform to be able to meet with their clients. So what is something that you can help them with as a coach if you wanted to attract coaches? One of the things that you might be able to think about what they would want. Number one of the things they might help with is that you might be able to identify a makeup artist that's able to do a session on how to do your makeup when under lighting for your presentations. You might do another topic might be how to attract your best client. Another thing might be in terms of adding, and then at the end you could say it might not be directly with your business, but if you got your logo, and you should, your last screen should say this was presented by such and such travel business. This series was presented by XYZ travel business. Or you could talk to them and say, hey, these are just different topics of things that they might be interested in. Just different topics that your ideal client would pique the interest of your ideal client.
Okay.
That you could possibly help them with.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
For instance, coaching, how to transfer coaching from an actual location to now developing your online coaching skills. Because the online coaching skills are your online presentation skills are the things that you guys are already doing. You're experts at that. You already know what they need to do. If you find somebody that's trying to coach like this or have a meeting like this, Well, you know, one of the first things you want to tell them to do, you might want to back up a little bit. I'm just saying, you know, you just right in our face. You might want to back up a little bit. So, you know, it might be, the whole thing is think about, and it takes a minute and just sit back and think about, what would this person be interested in? What is some help that I can provide that this person would be interested in? Or what can my business provide that this person would be interested in? It might be a conversation with another coach, you know, Letitia Nicole Beatty and myself, we're certified coaches. So it might be having a presentation with other coaches so that we can give testimonies of how this has grown, or how we blend the information that we know from coaching into this business. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So just come up with 10 topics. Once you get your ideal client, and then you ask that question, you say, hey, or you know what, this week, if you know someone that's your ideal client, if you want to attract a whole bunch of Lorenzo Latson, call him and say, what is the one thing that you need help with most right now? Just say, I want to attract a whole team of people just like you. What is the one thing that you need help with most right now? And he'll tell you. And you address it and just say, well, what are 10 topics? I mean, this is cheap. Say, what are 10 topics that you would love that I could approach you with, or 10 things that I could pique your interest with? You know, if you want to attract a whole bunch of ministers, call one and say, what is the one thing that you need help with most right now? And they probably say tithing. Getting my tithing, shifting my tithers from coming to church and giving them money to coming online and tithing online. Or what if there was a way that you could now get some extra income through our industry? You might say, I'm open. And just say, well, hypothetically, what are 10 things that I could talk to you about that would pique your interest right now? Or 10 things I could do training on, or you know. So once you get your ideal client, once you realize, then call somebody. If you have somebody in mind, call them and ask them. Or base your ideal client on yourself. And if you ask yourself, what are things that I would need help with the most right now? If you would love to build a team of yous, a whole bunch of people just like you, then ask yourself, what's the thing that I need help with most right now? What are the things that I need help with most right now in my business? And then based on that, 10 topics. You might have an issue with time. You might have an issue with money. You might have an issue with consistency. You may have an issue with integrity. You may realize that you have an issue with integrity, honoring your word. But these 10 topics should be things that address those issues. Does that make sense? So it's going to take some thought. It's going to take some thought. It's going to take some time. But I guarantee you, in terms of doing this, if you make this a practice, your recruiting and everything is going to be easier, and you're clear about who it is that you're looking for, which eliminates a whole bunch of time, wasting time with the wrong person.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So next week, I look forward to hearing your 10 topics that you would share with your ideal client. And guess what? We're going to turn these 10 topics into videos. Videos that you can now create, and you can share those topics, share some information about those 10 topics, and just see who you begin to attract.
All righty.
Okay, so we're gonna get in action and start attracting and building our ideal team, and making sure our team looks like in attracting the people that we want on our team. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yes, it does.
All right. Okay, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much. We have gone, man, y'all should tell me, man, you need to stop running your mouth. But anyway,
It's good. It's good.
yeah, I know, but we are over time and I got to be somewhere. So with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and stop this. And I'm going to stop screen sharing and just give you, did anybody have any issues, questions, comments, or concerns?
No.
Okay, so you understand, I'm going to save that document in the file cabinet on the Facebook page. And so you'll have it and you'll have all the questions, but definitely take some time, and the homework are the 10 topics. What are the 10 topics? How to dress more professionally, whatever it is you feel like your ideal client is dealing with, maybe make that a topic. That you can talk about. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
So here we go. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. No. Well, Michelle, you on here twice. Why are you on here twice?
Because I'm on my cell phone too.
Oh, okay. Okay. So definitely make sure you come up with that. And then challenge with what will happen once you make this a habit is when you get a new team member, you'll sit down and challenge them to create their ideal client. Who do they want to deal with? And that's going to save them time and energy, and you time and energy, because now you want to invite those people to your travel party. You want to invite those people to the presentation. You know what I'm saying? And so now you can kind of see, and so when they get that person, not when they get it, but when that person chooses to enroll, they have someone that they really want to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Or we have people that we really want to work with. Will everybody say yes? Absolutely not. But we know that we just have to go through the numbers, and after we talk to a certain number of people, when that person says yes, you got a teammate that you're excited, that has the thing, and you can tell them, man, I really wanted to work with you because I just really appreciate your integrity and your honest, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. I see you being able to speak to thousands of people on our platform, the care that you have for people, the care that you put into your trainings. I see you being able to train your team and help so many people get to their next level. Do you know how powerful that is to say, man, I have been watching you, and I'm so happy that you're on our team because I believe that this is going to take you to your next level.
Right.
Okay.
Can you imagine having that conversation with someone? Can you imagine how exciting that would be for someone you join and somebody says, I see something in you. I chose you. I ain't talked to everybody. If you notice, I ain't talked to everybody at the meeting. I talked to you. I chose you because I see something in you, and I think our business can take you to your next level.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. Let's go. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to end this. Y'all have a great day. Work on building your client, your ideal client. And then definitely let's come back and talk about the topics that we can talk to your client about. Okay?
Okay.
All right, y'all. Have a good day. God bless.
All right.
All right. Y'all be safe. Bye.
Bye-bye.